is filing for divorce from Rachel. Can't say I didn't see this coming. But let's get into it, you guys. It's Mary.
And Emma.
And we invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below, y'all, because I just feel like this is what happens when you do not prioritize your marriage. But I also kind of feel like the Bachelor or Bachelorette kind of sets these couples up to not succeed. Like sometimes, because it's kind of like, even with Charity, you kind of see she just got out of the getting engaged. She's doing Dance with the Stars. She's now about to go on tour. It's like, as soon as you get out of the Bachelor, Bachelorette, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the people seeing them and being popular and offering them this stuff.
And
but
they
you have
deciding, well, let me strike while the iron is hot.
Let me do something else.
And be popular and do all this stuff.
Like, Rachel, you were a whole lawyer. Completely forget about that. Now you're doing gossiping shows. You're doing reunions. Like, you're doing all this stuff. I just feel like, and then also she said this man works a 9 to 5. So he has a standard schedule. But yours is kind of all over the place. I feel like, don't get married if you're not ready to be married.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to prioritize your marriage. I think him filing for divorce is strictly about her not being there.
Yeah.
Like them just growing apart, basically, and them not having time. Like, you can't live separate lives and think that's okay. Like, maybe you can do that after maybe 30, 40 years of marriage. But doing that from the onset, you met on a show, you don't really know each other that well, and now you're engaged. You have not really built your relationship, but you get out of that and you immediately are going to work doing all this stuff. Now, all of a sudden, you don't even want to be a lawyer no more. But you're here doing all these red carpet events, trying to build your career and all this stuff.
Build a brand and all this stuff. But you had a career. This is why the guys came to see you. They didn't come to see you because you were the Bachelorette. They came to see you because it's like the whole package of who you are.
Yeah.
So
now you decide you don't want to do that anymore.
And while I understand, okay, we got to strike while the iron is hot. I remember Bryan going around to, I think, the doctor's show and all that, and taking off his shirt and doing sit-ups and all that stuff. But you see, Rachel, that he kept his job as a chiropractor.
Yeah,
like
he didn't get so used to. He didn't get so caught up in that world. He did a little bit, but he didn't go all out. Like, you have gone all out, have got your little lawyer degree, and all this stuff. And I just feel like it has led to this divorce.
And it also prevents you from really your body resting enough to even have a baby too.
Exactly.
And yes, you've tried all these different things, but if you're so busy and so stressed, is your body going to be ready to even have a baby?
And my thing is, you also have to figure out what you actually, right. Like, also my thing is, what exactly do you really want? Like, what are you trying to accomplish with this thing? Like, you were a lawyer. Now all of a sudden you're doing like these interviews, these talk shows. It's kind of like, well, what do you really want? Like, what is your overall goal, your overall purpose? It's something I feel like in life we get so caught up doing different things that we forget what our original goal and plan was for our life. And I feel like maybe that's what it was with her. You went on to the Bachelorette, I hope, because you wanted to find love. You found love, you found a good man, and you took the relationship for granted. That's what I feel. You can't live separate lives in the beginning, especially when you just met this person. It's not like LeBron James and Savannah, where we have been high school sweethearts. We spent all this time together, and we have a very strong foundation.
But she's at home. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I know.
She's at home with the children. So
I'm talking about in the aspect of like having a solid foundation before you get married. You guys don't have that solid foundation. So if anything, you need to be working on that more than anything. And then maybe you can venture out and start doing some stuff. Maybe you can do some stuff here and there, but you should have maybe kept your job as a lawyer and still did some stuff here and there. But
I remember he moved to Texas.
Moved for her, and what's the point of me moving there?
Practice over there. So it was like, okay, I'm willing to move
for us,
and do that over there. And then after a while, he took himself back to Miami, and I was like,
"Oh, because you're never home. Why am I in Texas?
Not in Texas.
What am I doing?
Why am I here
by myself? Coming home to an empty house, no food, no loving, no cuddles, like nothing. I'm in a cold bed, wondering when my wife gonna be home, or what day, what week is she gonna be back." So that's what I feel like is the downfall is. And I think it's very unfortunate because it seemed like Bryan really, really loved her. And everything.
They both loved each other.
Yeah.
But priorities. And you're right, I worry about Dotem and what's her name?
I do worry.
Charity.
Because me personally, listen, we talked about this on Patreon, but I really felt like she wasn't a joke. but I think, this
what it
got
is?
in the
I
way.
think she liked. I think
I
in
felt
her
like
mind she really. I think Joey was ahead of Dotem. I do believe that.
Oh, for sure.
But I think that who she really wanted? Xavier.
I don't really think she wanted him like that.
She liked Xavier. That's why Xavier was still around. I was even surprised. Even he was surprised he was still around. Well, he was the third guy. And I think that if he had not been so crass, about how she got to give him and show him more.
Show him. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you.
And she realized this man is trying to get a sweet. He need me to prove to him that I am good enough for him.
That sounds like those jokers that come to you and talk about what do you bring to the table. If you don't know what a woman brings to the table, then I can't. You not for me.
Yeah,
like you sound like a punk. Oh, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? You got education. You got a job. Like
I know. I know. What are you bringing? Like, I am bringing your womb. I'm bringing my womb to birth your legacy. What is you bringing? What is you bringing here?
Let's not even talk about the wisdom and any man that gets with a good woman, he's set for life. Men who actually know the value of women know that.
Not just even with the children. Like, even this woman cannot even have any children.
He is set for life.
He is set. You have a good woman to just have a peaceful sanctuary that helps you to even get to wherever it is that you need to get to in life. And then you have a good
then
counselor.
The wisdom, the counsel, the
goodness.
loving, the nurturing spirit that women have. My God.
It's like a healing balm.
So if a man comes to you talking about what do you bring to the table, just know
he
ain't up to no good. He hasn't evolved.
No, he's not.
He's listening to the people, the red pill people, or whatever the hell.
He's not. Yeah, he's not even there in his manhood journey yet.
Not at all.
He's not. You guys are on totally two different ships. There's no point in even having those conversations. Just continue to chuckle as you walk away quickly. Yeah. But don't turn your back.
But I'm happy Charity did that. Because him talking about how, you need to show me that this is worth it. And then what? You dump me after I've given you my body? Really? Yeah, no. I'm happy she left him.
He was up to no good. But I tell you, if he had said all the right things...
It probably would have been Dotem and Joe. Or maybe it would have
been gone. But no, she wouldn't have. Because I think that Charity... thought too much of what society thought.
That's what I think.
I think Joey would have been gone and Xavier and Dotem would have been there.
I personally think she chose Dotem because of the culture and society. That's what I think. I don't think she was able to be like, let me take on this whole interracial relationship. No. That's what I personally believe. But I felt like she felt like Joey was... Maybe her person, she felt at home. She felt so safe. She just seemed like herself with Joey.
Yeah.
With Dotem, it didn't seem like that. But I mean, hey, the man is damn near 8 feet tall. He's fine. He comes from a good family. I can still work with this. And I feel like he's Nigerian. I do believe he's going to be solid and stuff, and he's going to be there. And if anything, the people who are going to make sure they stay together is going to be the family. Yeah. And I feel like it's very important to have a very strong family unit where it gets hard. They're not going to be like, oh, well, you can get a divorce. But they're going to be like, you go make it work with your wife. Yeah. It's very important to have a very strong family structure that is about staying together.
You see, that's the thing. That's the thing. And even when you go back to the whole Rachel and
Bryan. Yeah.
I remember Rachel before she said yes to Bryan. That woman had gone crying to Peter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like it's because some women are used to toxic men.
That's what I'm saying. I really feel like, because when you are, I don't think that Rachel was 100%
with Bryan.
I don't think so. I'm telling you, if you are seriously into a man and into a relationship, and that's also for men too, men and women. If a man is really into you, they're going to move heaven and earth to be with you.
Facts.
They're not going to want to be doing any extra stuff. They want to be with you.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about brand building and all that stuff. They just want to be with you. The same thing for a woman.
Even if they do with their career, they're going to prioritize you.
You're a priority. Look at those guys. Love is Blind.
Yeah.
The two
Cameron
couple,
and
not Cameron. We know that they are good. Cameron and Lauren. The other one.
Amber
and the other guy, right?
Yeah, the one
Those
was
guys,
crazy.
like, they both, but they want it.
Yeah.
You see, they want it. Yeah, they fought, but they want it. They want that relationship.
Yeah.
They put everything aside.
Yeah.
Not trying to go do this, not trying to go do that.
Yeah.
Together. Lauren and Cameron, they're doing their stuff, but they go together.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it.
You see?
They're not doing anything separately. And after a while, you see they stop the YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they got to spend time with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Rachel, as soon as you finish all brand building, doing this, going on different shows, all kinds of stuff.
Barely home.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she just wasn't into him like that.
And she just wasn't,
also,
but
I feel like maybe you haven't
like
healed. But I feel like every woman, not every woman, some women they're used to being with a certain type. Maybe that type has been toxic, hasn't really given the best to them, but they haven't healed and realized that that's not what's best for them. And I feel like
think this is their person.
This is their person. This is their type, and all this stuff.
Like Tisha. Tisha's that.
Everybody
else can see this guy is so good for you, but you gotta see it.
You have to see it, and then also my thing is you have to see you have to see that this is a good person, that you have to actually really want it. But two, also sometimes you have to be like, well, I am worthy of this, because some women feel like they're not worthy of a really good man, even if they have this man showing them everything that they want to need and all the stuff they are showing that they're dedicated. Sometimes they'll self-sabotage themselves because they don't feel worthy enough.
Exactly.
So with Rachel, I don't know if it's her not feeling worthy enough for Bryan or if it's that she just was not into him. It's one of those two.
It's both. It's a little of both. That's what I feel. I think it's a little of both, and later on she's gonna regret it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Give it a decade, you will regret it. You're gonna.
But even Bryan said when he came out to speak about it, he was like, sometimes in order to love somebody, you have to let them go, and maybe he could tell her she didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with that whole spousal support thing, that's shady. Why the hell do you want spousal support? Y'all have been married for 4 years.
Because he's hurt.
Like, what are you expecting?
And Bryan, they say your net worth is $1 million. Rachel's is $1 million to $5 million. I mean, you're a chiropractor. She has to continue to hustle for her money. And yes, she did write a book and probably made money with that. Move along, Bryan.
Like,
move
really,
along.
don't be like that. Like, that is effed up as far as I'm concerned. You want spousal support? You've only been with her for 4 years. You do.
Move on. I know you're hurt, but if you really love someone, let them go and keep it moving. The right person will come your way. I know, ego, all that stuff.
What is that? Botobata.
Maybe he needs something for therapy.
But you are a chiropractor. You can afford therapy on your own.
Yeah, you'll be fine, Bryan. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Listen, cat, move your claws.
This is my cat who's pregnant, named Zen.
And scratched. Or buried.
Yes, she is going through some hormonal things. She scratched me all up and down. Like, my arm is still throbbing.
I think she was having contractions.
And she's not due till February.
No, we don't know that.
Anyway, but it's married.
But yeah, Charity, I don't know what to say about Charity.
Please,
Charity,
listen. That man is fine as hell. That man comes from a good family.
Charity is not feeling dotem like that. She really, honestly, is not. She was begging her mom, please, mama, tell me what to do, because I don't really want to, but people are watching me.
It's the same thing with Matt, though. Remember the first quote-unquote black, and he was not. He was probably the first biracial bachelor.
Okay,
and he was like, well, people are watching me, and I have a lot of responsibility. Basically saying that people want me with a black woman, but I don't want to be with a black woman. I'd rather be with the woman I'm used to.
It was so weird.
It was so weird. And the man, and he was just looking at him like, I don't know
how am I to answer this question?
I'm not black. I can't help you. Like, that's what it looked like he was saying.
Yeah, he kind of looked so uncomfortable, like, are we doing this right now? The show just started.
But you saw him. But you saw that he went with his woman, even though she was there. And what was it? She was in some racist costume or whatever. Yeah. Like that. He still stayed with her. They're still together. But that's who he wanted to be with.
When he came out and he was all upset, and I just felt
it was kind of fake.
I did a little bit. I just felt like, what?
Because he still ended up being with her anyway.
I don't even know if they're still together. My whole thing with that whole thing was just like, I try not to blame people too much when they're a certain age, like 25 and below.
Yeah.
I just do.
I mean,
like, I really do. If you until you're 26 years old, I give you
some grace.
I just give you some grace because I know how I used to be. So
yeah,
I just do some grace. I mean, the way I think now is totally different from how I used to think. Like the basic of me has not changed, but like so
you evolve in your thing. You evolve in the things that you do and don't do, and what you tolerate and what you do tolerate.
Exactly.
But I don't even think he's serious about her because they've been dating forever and still no engagement in sight.
He's one of those people who think too much about what other people think. So.
I'm sorry. A man whose pants are tighter than mine is not thinking about procreating or thinking about marriage. I'm sorry. You can just look at the tightness of a man's pants and you can tell me, and I can tell if that man is serious or not. He always was there in his skateboard in those extra tight jeans. Like, if you try to procreate and start a future, you're not wearing stuff that will cut off your circulation.
Yeah, I don't know what Matt. Yeah.
Matt was not ready for a marriage. I don't know why he was there. Maybe for social media. Anyway, we have gotten off topic. But Rachel, Bryan, so sorry that this has happened. Rachel, I don't think she was into him. Yeah. And Bryan,
she wasn't into him, and I don't even know if you're ready for marriage. Certainly not ready now.
Not with him,
you
probably.
You gotta do some healing and something going on, Rachel. But you gotta know that you deserve
a good man.
You do. You deserve goodness.
And this is still
but
fixable.
You need to know
I think.
what it looks like.
Yeah. And Bryan,
if someone's
please,
not into you, they're not into you. Like,
they'll force it. Because it will end badly. It will just end badly. But also, I feel like, Bryan, please take your happy self down the road. Spousal support. Please don't be like that. So, please go on. It's Mary.
And
leave my child a like.
Subscribe.
And comment down below. Bye.